Casey. Thank you for that introduction. That was a good way to start a Friday afternoon. Welcome, everybody, to the Oregon Walks 2021 Walkstars. My name is Ashton Simpson. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm the organization's executive director. Also, tonight, facilitating with me is Izzy Armenta, our transportation justice and communications manager. We're so thrilled to have you here today, despite the record heat wave that we're experiencing. Thank you for enduring that to sit through another virtual meeting. I know that we are dealing with that in 2020 and 2021, but today's event is different from years past because of the effects of COVID has had on our community and on our operations this past year. Over the course of the event, you will hear the stories of community members and organizations that have continued the work of getting people moving throughout 2020. Our walk stars this year are Mr. Richard Hunter, an AARP volunteer and community leader, the BB family of the Walklandia Project, and Miss Regina Blake and Miss Jean Jensen of the East County Windwalkers. I also want to thank our sponsors and give them a round of finger snaps for supporting this event. One moment. There we go. So again, I want to thank our sponsors for sponsoring this event. A special let's get a round of finger snaps for them, and a special shout out to Forum Law Group for their gold level sponsorship. Thank you. This event would not be possible without our sponsors. We also want to thank our raffle prize sponsors as well. I hope you got your tickets for the raffle later on in the event. We got two great packages to choose from. So without further ado, I want to introduce Mr. Richard Hunter and his story for the first story for the afternoon.
Well, my name is Richard Hunter Sr., and I'm a divorced father, and I have four children, two daughters and two sons. I have seven grandchildren. I don't own a car by choice, and I use my bike, walking, TriMet, Zipcar, Uber, friends, or family to mobilize around Portland. I have 12 siblings, and I was raised as a pastor's kid, PK. I am associate pastor of Neighborhood Church of God, which my father and mother founded in 1961, and where I once was senior pastor for about 8 years. I graduated from Jefferson High School in 1971. I attended Southern Oregon University in Ashland, Oregon. And on July 18th, I will be 68 years old. I have been a volunteer for over 40 years. I love being involved in my community. I have served on committees within my church affiliation and within my community. I have served with a number of organizations, the Social Concerns Committee for the Churches of God in Oregon and Southwest Washington, Racine Interfaith Coalition in Racine, Wisconsin, campus pastor at Warner Pacific College, board chair for Saving Community Development Corporation, at-large board member for Humboldt Neighborhood Association, volunteer and school involvement coordinator for the Jefferson High School Alumni Association, and then my work with AARP, currently AARP Oregon, their legislative advocacy volunteer team, their speaker bureau. I'm a tech for them, volunteer peer interviewer, Neighbor Walks team partnering with Oregon Walks. Well, walking is important to me because it preserves both your physical and your brain health. It's good to get out and walk through the neighborhood and through parks and to do hiking. It's important to know your surroundings and the people who live in your community. And when you're walking, you can see things that the average person driving a car may miss. I think it's important to see people and interact. You learn so much about your community and your environment when you go walking. Walking can help your life. It is a healthy practice and it's good for couples or families to go walking together. Go walking with your friends or coworkers. You can create and build relationships through walking together. Some of my favorite places to walk. Um, I would say I love walking through old neighborhoods where I grew up and once lived. I love walking down MLK Boulevard. I love walking through parks like Irving Park, Laurelhurst Park, Peninsula Park. I grew up at Peninsula Park. I love walking and hiking in Lacamas Creek in Camas, Washington. And I love many of the walking routes that were created by AARP Neighbor Walks. Yes, gentrification has brought many changes with it. Racism and inequity has changed many things about walking. As an African American whose parents were living in Vanport and Guys Lake and forced to live in Albina after the flood because white people did not want us anywhere else, we made this community our home for 50 years, enduring the city's redlining and refusal to give Black people loans to buy home, to do home improvements or buy a home. Um, no one was a stranger, and you were familiar with everyone in your community, and they all looked like you. I did a lot of walking growing up, and I walked to school, friends' houses, the park, the store, and other walking excursions together. Some changes since I have been walking have been seeing a smaller percentage of people that look like me. I'm glad that PBOT has improved sidewalks and streets to make it safer for pedestrians, but now we just need to get more drivers to honor and respect us while we are out walking. Neighbor Walks is a program that creates affinity walking, create relationships and cohesiveness among people and bringing people together to learn each other and also learn about what's going on around their community, to take in the various history and beauty and sight of their surroundings, and and exercise and breathe fresh air and just uh, you know take in your environment when you go walking. And we Neighbor Walks has various walks on each year. We didn't have anything during the pandemic, and so we decided to do virtual walking. Not necessarily doing your walking on a computer, but we'll create the walks, and you can go on our site and download the map, the walking maps, and you can take the walks yourself. But usually, when we're together, we usually have 100 or more people with us on our walks. Well, I will say that people should they should get involved with various affinity walking groups like AERP Neighbor Walks and other many other local walking groups in your community. Participate in events like the MLK Run, Rip City Race for the Roses, and most of these runs have walking routes as well. Cancer walks, Alzheimer walks, etc. In good weather, take a nice walk after dinner. Unless you are shopping or for groceries or other things that you have to have your car for, if you live within walking distance of your store, your barber shop, coffee shop, etc., just try just walking there instead of driving. Be vigilant while walking. Not everyone practices safe driving by stopping at stop signs or looking both ways or using hand-free devices or honoring pedestrian crosswalks. And it may be safe, a very safe thing to always have walking buddies and avoid walking alone. Lacamas Creek in Camas, Washington. It's sort of like a trail, but it runs along this really nice creek and has nice flowing fresh water, just so refreshing and relaxing, um, therapeutic. and you get good exercise because going up the trail, you're kind of going upgrade, and so that you downgrade when you're on your way back down. But it's very beautiful, lots of trees and flowers and whatnot. So.
Thank you, Richard, for sharing that story. I had a great time interviewing him. I had a hard time condensing that down to a small little nugget of storytelling. Let me introduce myself. I'm Izzy Armenta. I'm the Transportation Justice and Communications Manager here. I had a great time collecting these stories. I'm so excited to be sharing them with you today. Thanks for taking time out on this Friday, a hot day, to be with us as we share these stories with you. Before we share our next story, I actually want to do our very first raffle. So let me pull that up very quickly. I want to thank all of our generous sponsors: Oakshire Brewing, Pine State Biscuits, Electric Houses Wonderland, Freeland Spirits, Siskets Nursery, and Zag Power Pack. Appreciate you all buying your raffle tickets. So we're going to do the raffle package. We're going to raffle off the very first package we're going to have right now. And that includes 2 Portland Timbers Ginger Ale admission tickets, $50 gift certificate to Freeland Spirits, a $50 gift certificate to Pine State Biscuits, and a Zag Power Pack. So I've got all the names in here so far for, package 1. Just draw a name. And people are watching either on Zoom or Eventbrite or YouTube Live. So if you're not on Zoom, don't worry, we'll follow up with you afterwards. You don't have to be present here to win. So for package number 1, Brendan Hagerty. So Brendan, if you're not in the Zoom chat, we'll follow up with you, and congratulations on winning package number 1. Okay, sorry, coordinating multiple screens here. So again, thanks to our generous sponsors. And now it's time to jump into our second story. I want to say thank you to the Beebe family in Walklandia who's spending time to share their story with us. And I'm excited to share their story with you as well too. So without further ado, give me 1 second.
Hi there, I'm Craig.
And I'm Laura, and this is Ren.
And this is Ellis. And how old are you, Ellis?
I am 7 years old and I like building with Legos.
Very good, thank you.
And Rennie is almost 2. 2.
And we live in Portland, and we've lived in Portland
For a long time.
yeah, off and on for about 20 years. And we have a little project that we like to call Walklandia, where we've been slowly walking every street in the city of Portland. Back in 2012, we one day just started walking. And one day in December 2012, we had read about folks who had walked every street in different cities, San Francisco, New York. We're pretty sure people have done it in Portland before, but we thought, it would just be a way to kind of break out of the sort of the normal places that we might walk and visit in the city. We lived in Portland for about 20 years now, and we thought that it would be nice to just sort of see the city more intentionally, understand and explore the different parts of the city in a way that we could document over time, and we could do it together. We could see how the city changes while we do it. We could see, places where there need to be changes, and places where there are good changes, places where there's changes that are challenging. And over time, it started just the 2 of us, and over time, obviously we've grown. We added a stroller, then we had a kid on his own feet, and then on a bicycle, and then we added a second kid who's just now getting to be on her own feet a bit. So over time, it's become a way not only to sort of document the whole, like, and experience how the city is changing, experience different parts of the city, but also like how our lives are changing over time too, and to do it with our family. So.
Yeah. And we don't know exactly how many miles there are of city streets, and we don't know if or when we'll ever finish this project. We're not trying to do it as quickly as possible. It's really about exploring the city walk by walk and including the kids on learning about their city, learning about its history, learning about the natural environment here.
Walking is fundamental. It's the most basic way that people move through the world, and especially I think that's driven home when you have kids our kids' age and you see them literally learning to walk and then learning to do it safely in a city like Portland. And you think about how, you know, we've walked 1,100 miles of Portland streets officially for this project in the last 8.5 years, and we have who knows how many more to go and how long it will take. But every street that we go down is somebody's street. The street that, you know, they see when they go out their front door, the street that they use to go to places where they work or go to school or to get on a bus or to visit friends or go shopping, the street where they work, the street where they go to school. And in that sense, there's a fundamental right that people should have to have the streets that they use for these daily experiences and daily needs be safe and accessible. We don't have a single one a favorite walk. You know, in all the miles that we've walked, we find something lovely about almost everywhere that we go. In almost every single walk, we find something that we're excited to share or to look back on together, and to you know, take a picture and hopefully help others find the inspiration or the whimsy or ask the questions that we would love for people to ask when we post a picture up on our Instagram. So we find something in every walk that we love. But I will say, if I had to sum it up, I think that one little motto that we have is to walk every dead end and really try to walk all the way to every dead end, because you never know what you're going to spot when you get to the end. And it can be something like just an awesome view of the river or of downtown from a street like Emerson Street off of Going Street up near the Adidas headquarters. Just this beautiful view that you suddenly get that you didn't expect. It might be a garden that's back at the end of a street, maybe even in like an industrial area or something where you wouldn't expect to find a beautiful hidden garden like that, or an urban farm, or a place where neighbors are exchanging not only books but maybe toys or food or kids crafts, things like that. You know, just never know what kind of fun things you're going to find. We love the areas where you can find secret passages between blocks that don't seem like they connect, whether they are officially streets or not. You know, we'll use them and enjoy that sort of sense of wonder and mystery that can be down any street. And so I think that is kind of a common thing no matter where we are in the city. Unfortunately, Portland has a lot of dead ends to look down, and gravel streets to look down, and alleyways. You know, it's a combination of endless awe and appreciation for this great city that we live in, and also determination to understand and hopefully to inspire and improve together with so many other folks the city that we live in and that we walk in.
Awesome. Thank you to the BB family. It was a great story. It's so exciting to see how many streets you've walked down, the miles you've walked, and just the photos you've taken. I'm going to drop the link to their Instagram page should definitely check it out. There's a lot of great photos. And who knows, maybe this might inspire you to walk some streets you've never walked down, go down some dead ends and see what's down there. So those are two great stories so far. I've had a great time talking to folks and collecting those stories, and I hope you had a great time getting them so far. Before we go on to our next story, we're going to take a minute or two just to kind of share what we've been up to at Oregon Walks. It's only June and we've been busy. It's been a wild whirlwind of a half a year. I just wanted to update you all, whether you're watching on Facebook, Eventbrite, or you're here in the Zoom chat. I just want to update you all on some of the things that we've been going up to doing. And some of the things I want to update you is on one of our committees I'm really excited about. It's a great group of dedicated volunteers. They're so active, and I'm just proud to be part of them. And it's the Plans and Projects Committee. Oops, give me 1 second. Plans and Projects Committee is one of our committees here at Oregon Walks that dives deep into viewing, reviewing, giving input on projects, plans, and policies, and also sits on advisory committees throughout the region. And they are a dedicated, amazing group of volunteers made up of planners, transportation professionals, community members, advocates, people who are just passionate about safer streets and improving the way we get around. And they participate in transportation, land use, planning, advocacy, pedestrian planning, and policies. And I just want to give them all a shout out. Some of them are here in the Zoom chat with Dean and other folks. I'm going to drop a link in the chat. If you want to learn more, our meetings are usually the first of the month on Mondays. You can send out more information. Feel free to pop in. We're doing it virtual. Come join, you know. This is like the meat of who Oregon Walks is those plans, those like looking over those technical things and giving input and having gaining from other folks too as well. Since the group is made of, you know, planners and professionals, I gain a lot, but also from somebody who's not a planner, I can give a lot too. I'm like, what does that really mean? Can you dumb that down a little bit? So yeah, really excited about them and the work that they do. And that's, you know, I'm gonna pass it off to Ashton.
Thank you, Izzy, and thank you to our first two stories of the night. Next, I want to talk a little bit about, again, some of the work that we've done. So, unfortunately, back in April, we lost two of our community members to vehicular violence along 82nd Avenue. And so we worked with Representative Pham's office in conjunction with a few other organizations, Street Trust, Apano, Imagine Black, to host a rally on May 7th to really highlight the issues around 82nd, but enough was enough. And so it was the Safe 82nd Now campaign. And guess what? 82nd is now going to be safe. In 6 months, that road will be transferred over to Peabody and will be brought up to urban standards, which is something that has been a fight and a struggle for community members for decades. So this is a huge win. We had three goals going in. We wanted speed reduction to 30 miles an hour. That happened 2 hours prior to the event. We wanted the $185 million that the road needed to be brought to compliance funded. And once that was funded, transferred to Peabody, and our legislature voted to fund the 80 million. ODOT agreed to 70 and Peabody 35. So if you aren't dancing, I danced a lot yesterday. I think I still am dancing a little bit on the inside because I know I'm standing on a lot of shoulders, a whole lot of people. I think of Arlene Kamora, I think of Kim Marks, I think of so many people who not only educated myself around the issues of here, but also who've gone to bat and have been denied and denied and denied. So this is for them. This is the work that they've done, and I'm happy to see it come to fruit. Um, and then we also, this month, we had a Juneteenth celebration out at Vance Park, where and I have to talk a little bit about these T-shirts here. We handed out over 200 walking kits to residents at Vance Park in conjunction in partnership with Beyond Black and Play Grow Learn. And these T-shirts are something special, especially for tonight. Uh, Back in February, we released a Walk the Talk, Talk the Walk podcast that featured Mr. Hunter, and it was around affinity walking groups, particularly in the Black community. And he said something. He said, well, why doesn't a transportation org have t-shirts so that people can wear and walk comfortably together in group? And I said, you know what, Mr. Hunter, we already get paid to make those groups happen. I'm gonna go get those t-shirts. So we got a marketing grant and was able to go out and get enough t-shirts to hand out. We have plenty more to go. So when we have more We Walk events, we will be handing these kits out. So uh, this is a big one for me because I know when we started this program back in February, it was really informed by the Walking While Black report. Uh, we just released our fatal crash report. Multnomah County Reach had just released their report, and everybody was saying the same things, that Black people did not feel safe or comfortable walking in their communities. So Izzy and I came up with the idea of bringing this program to life by one, creating routes and borrowing a few. Thank you, Bandana, for letting us use some of your neighbor walks routes to promote safe walking in the Black community. And now over the course of this year and forward, we will provide a walking route a month for folks to engage with on their own, but also showing up in communities so that we can do it together. I'm really looking forward to that. And then finally, um, also this year, it's been a busy first half of the year, y'all. Let me tell you, we released our pedestrian fatal crash report. So Forum Law Group, Scott Kocher, one of our board members, along with Brandon Summers, put in about 1,400 hours to cover a crash report from 2017 to 2019 that covered 48 crashes. Please go to the website and check that out. You can look at crash review photos and examples, facts and figures, and also look at our focus issues. So please check that out. And of course, we couldn't do this work if we didn't ask, but we would love more and more support, because as we continue to grow and as we continue to build out programs, it's vital and it's important that we expand our mission. And right now it's just Izzy and I, but we know we need more help. We know we need more help, and we are looking at you and we're saying, hey, please donate what you can, give what you can. Please, Izzy, if you would throw up the text to donate number, whatever your heart inclines you. Don't blame the heat now. Don't say it was the heat. Give me a nice number and say it was the heat, and then say, oh no, we made a mistake. But please, whatever you can give and donate tonight, please make it happen. Thank you. I see you, Kari. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate the individual donors tonight. Thank you so much. And without further ado, the last story of the night, we're going to cover Miss Jean Jensen and Miss Regina Blake of the East County Windwalkers.
I'm Jean Jensen.
And I'm Regina Blake. Okay, so the East County Windwalkers started in 1988, and we had our first Volks Walk in 1989 on the campus of Mount Hood Community College. And the purpose of the club is to provide walks for people in East County or really anywhere who wants to come to our events.
The other thing too, I think that's real important to point out about our walks is that it's not a group walk as such. It's not led by anybody. So therefore, people can walk at their own leisure. And we have people that walk very slow. We have people that like are race walkers, and then there's just average everyday walkers. So people can walk, feel comfortable in the rate that they walk.
I joined the club in 1989.
Okay,
Yes.
I've been involved since I think it is 2008.
Most of our walks are in East County, the Volks walks that we do. And the East County Windwalkers, we have kind of two sets of walks. We have our hosted walks where we have the route with maps. People come to the registration table, register. they go out and walk. We try to do them in conjunction with events if we can. So we're going to have a walk on July 17th, starting at Gresham City Hall, and it's in conjunction with the Gresham Art Festival. They have an art festival that day, and also Gresham's Farmers Market. So the walk is open to anybody that wants to come.
About 10 years ago, we started doing Tuesday walks. One of the gentlemen in our club, Rick Cadtron, started doing evening walks, and they were very popular. And then people just, when it started getting shorter days, people decided that maybe it would be good to have a walk during the day. So we started doing day walks. Well, then Rick was transferred to another location, and we took over from there. Regina and I have pretty much been in charge of scheduling and leading and signing up people for our Tuesday walks. Now, our Tuesday walks are primarily in the greater Gresham area. We do have one out in Sandy. We have one in Estacada. We have one in towards Portland. We usually, we offer 5K walks, and if we have instructions for them, we also offer 10K walks. We usually get about 20 to 25 people that walk with us every Tuesday. And people come in and sign up. We give them walk instructions, and they can just walk at their leisure. Yes, we have come up with them over the years. In fact, we have 28 different walks that we offer that I rotate and use during the year.
Some of our Tuesday walks are some of our past hosted walks that we've had in the past. And so we do those as well as some of the other walks that both Jean and I have developed. And they're fun. We also, East County Windwalkers and Folks Walking, we also have what they call year-round events. And those are walks that we have as a club developed. We have a specific start point. A person goes and sign in at the start point, get the instructions, and they can walk on their own. And those are walks that they can do all year round.
Well, for myself, I think it is the camaraderie and the friends that I have made through the walking club. I was introduced quite a few years ago to Volks Walking to one of my childhood friends, and she lives in Georgia, and I started going to Volks Walks down in Alabama with her in Gold Beach, Alabama. And I thought, well, I need to see if I have a local group, and that's when I found the East County Windwalkers. Now, I just love being out in nature and sharing it with other people.
I'm similar. I like the camaraderie. I took a walking class in 1988 through Mount Hood Community College. It was a walking class. And that was about the time that Volks Walking started in Oregon. And our teacher introduced us to the Volks Walks. And the thing I like about it is not only the camaraderie. If you go on a Volks Walk, you'll see people, the same people maybe doing different walks at the different walks that you go to. You also see things that you didn't know existed. We have a Tuesday walk that's in Estacada. Estacada has beautiful murals. They have an art committee, and these artists get out every year and paint murals on the sides of the buildings. They also have a festival in conjunction with that. And so we've done walks there. Just in Gresham, we have the Arch Dedication Walk. In Main City Park, we have the Tesoro Garden, which is a Japanese garden I don't think people know about. It's a hidden gem. Then up by the arch, there's the Ibitsu Plaza. Ibitsu is, if I remember correctly, Japan's sister city with Gresham. And then the arch itself is a dedication to Gutsy Roberts, who used to be mayor of Gresham. And people don't know about this until they start walking. And you have to walk through the arch, going from Main City Park to get onto the Springwater Trail. You have to go through that arch, and up on that arch on the wall is A beautiful picture of Gussie Roberts.
I have a favorite here in our area, and that's the Trickle Creek Trail, which is up in Sandy. It's a beautiful nature walk through a forest, and it's just magical up there. And it doesn't matter what season you go, there's always something to enjoy along the way. And then probably folks walking in general, I think probably one of my very favorites was when we went to Savannah. And the history down there was just amazing. And it was over a long weekend. So it was like 4 days of different walks, probably about 12 walks are made available. I love it. I absolutely love traveling that way.
We no longer have this walk, but it was the Ron Russell Walk. Ron Russell was one of our members, and he was also the superintendent for the David Douglas School District. And he died in 2006. And the school district named an elementary school after him, which is on 112th and Southeast Powell. And so we developed a walk that will take you by the school so you can see the school. Next door to that elementary school, it's the Ron Russell Middle School. Next door is Earl Boyles Elementary School. And Earl Boyles is the only person I still think it is, in the state of Oregon as a custodian who has a school named after him. And then as you go along the walk around about 104th and Bush, Southeast Bush, there's the Portland Memory Garden. And a lot of people don't know about that. It's a beautiful garden that you can go in and walk. It was developed for Alzheimer's, people with Alzheimer's, because they can go in there and wander, see the flowers, see the trees, and not get lost. It's only one of 8 in the States, in the United States, dedicated to people with Alzheimer's.
We have a website.
And that's our website. It has our walks on there. You can also go to the website of walkoregon.org, and you can click on there and find out walks that are all over the state, year-round walks and hosted walks. And our name will be listed by the walks that we have.
How great was that? Gina and Jean, I had a great time talking with them and learning more about these amazing walks that go on and the things they lead in East County. The Portland Memory Garden, if you haven't a chance to check it out, I've been there. It's really peaceful, calming. I didn't know it was only one of 8. There's so many pieces of information to take away from that I saw something in the notes saying like they're like a great tour guide, taking so many notes. Feel free to check out East County Wind Walkers, join them at their event July 17th. I dropped a link in the chat to their website. Give them some love, go check out their walks, check out their website. They have a lot of great things going on. So we've got 3 stories that from all over the place that are just highlighting what walking looks like. And these are just a small sliver of the different things going on. And we know we haven't encompassed all of it. And we're looking forward to sharing more of these stories with you all. But I hope you all enjoyed these three stories that we were able to highlight. And again, there's so much more going on. And we want to be able to highlight what walking looks like from different perspectives. And thank you everybody, Richard Hunter, the BB family, Regina and Jean for taking time out to have me record your stories and share it with everybody. We'll be dropping YouTube links in the chat too and afterwards in case you want to view it or share it with folks later on. You can share these videos after the event too. And so now we jump into the second raffle. Thanks again, everybody, for buying raffle tickets. I'm going to do a quick little shout out to our generous sponsors and also, no, wrong screen. Technical difficulties. And a big thank you to our generous sponsors and remind you all again what that package number 2 is. It's a 2-night stay out of the studio, cottage off of popcorn, 2 tickets to Wonderland, gift certificate to Beer Hall, a $50 gift certificate to Sistis Nursery, and a Zag Power Pack. And so right now I'm gonna pull number 2, package number 2, draw a name. So good luck. I'm about to take it.
Mix it up good. Brendan can't win this one. Mix it up good.
Jed Hafner.
What is up with the board winning all the prizes? What's happening here?
Buying a lot of tickets.
Boy. Congratulations, Jed.
Congratulations, everyone. Okay. I'm gonna pass it back to Ashton.
Well, thank you all for coming out today. I want to thank our three stories today. Mr. Hunter, thank you for sharing. I always learn between you and Miss Regina and Miss Jean. I learned so much from y'all. I really do. Y'all have been, since I've been in this role, all but 5 months. I've learned a lot. I feel like I've learned years of information from you all. Even in just this video Miss Blake shared with us, I didn't know about the memory garden, and so that was new for me. And as I'm ready to take my son, but more so important is that we're all here during this heat wave, celebrating the stories of community members, and that's what it's all about: is highlighting and lifting up the work of community, because ultimately we're going to have to lead ourselves in the coming days, and we need more effort like this moving forward. So I want to thank our sponsors. Whoa, what was that? Sorry, my son is popping in the door, in and out. Excuse me. I want to thank all of our sponsors, everybody. I want to thank Forum Law Firm, our gold level supporter, but also I want to thank all of our individual donors, because you didn't have to give, you didn't have you didn't have to do anything. So from the bottom of my heart, I'm always appreciative and thankful for when people show love and share love that way. And we also want to be mindful that this weekend is going to be super duper hot. We want to share with you a few of the cooling station addresses that are out there today, or that they posted out today. So we got one at Arbor Lodge on North Lombard, the Convention Center, and then the Joint Office of Homeless Services off of Southwest Washington Street. Please, if you need to get out and get somewhere, even if you need to get a hold of me to get there, do so, because I don't want to see anybody be seriously harmed from this extreme weather that we're experiencing. So with that, that is our Walkstar storytelling event for this afternoon. Normally we have a mingle session or something like that that goes on at awards or stuff. That's what this time is for. I see some familiar faces. Hey, Levine, Kari, Bundana, Katie, Jasmine. Let's all just celebrate, have a good time, and try to stay cool. Hey, Shoshana. Thank
I've
you.
dropped a link to all the videos on our YouTube channel. So if you want to view them again or share them with folks, there is a link with all the videos. So it doesn't have to end here.
Thank you, Ashton and Izzy, for everything you do. Y'all are great and amazing.
Thank you, Kari. Thank you. The Mangles. Hey, how y'all doing?
There we go.
Nice. Oh, hey, hi everyone.
How y'all
Just back from the store.
Oh, who is that little one Jasmine has? I see baby.
Hi, I'm on vacation right now, and this is my little niece.
Oh. Hey, Grace.
Gracie, you want to say hi, Grace?
Hey.
Great job, Ashton and Izzy. This was awesome.
AJ, you saw Grace?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Mr. Hunter, I don't think you met AJ before, but this is my son, AJ. Levine, that's AJ. Vandana, Shoshana. I know Shoshana's met AJ. I know she has. Jed, are you taking us to Wonderland?
Oh yeah.
Is that our board retreat location?
Yeah. Wonder. All the tokens you get in this.
Oh my gosh. Oh, hey, Timur.